Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Oxygen Not Included. In the last episode, we talked about our future plans for how we want to end out this series, and that is by getting these last major achievements. So I think in doing that, what I want to do, even though it's not necessary, and we have these nice, very good petroleum rockets here, I want to do hydrogen rockets just for my own fun of it. It sounds like it'd be a lot of fun to try to figure out how to get the oxygen and hydrogen cool enough without either freezing them or he's still keeping them a gas. And now that we have supercoolant, we can definitely do that. And so the first step in doing that, we have all of this water coming up from down below, way down here. Obviously, we constantly are outputting water, since that's the way we're inputting it as well. So what I want to do is I want to build a new oxygen or electrolysis plant right up here that uses probably one of these input pipes, and that way we'll start doing something useful with this water, and then um, that hydrogen and oxygen is what we will cool down and liquefy. Probably not in this episode, since making one oxygen making facility will take me a little bit of time. So yeah, we're gonna do that right up here in space, and we're gonna get ready for hydrogen engines. And I think, let's see, I don't really want to have too long of pipes, because it can cause problems with liquid hydrogen specifically will break in pipes pretty quickly because it doesn't need very much temperature change. So we need to be careful about that. I don't know how far away the rocket can be, and I don't have insulate or anything, so we'll see. That's a problem for next episode. Right now, we're just going to be getting the hydrogen and oxygen, and then we could always pipe it over to this side to eventually freeze it off. So yeah, let's get building. I think I guess I'll just build it right here. I'll dig out all this, and we'll put it up here. Put some bunker tiles over the top of it, and yeah, let's get to building. Okay, so I've got a pretty decent area here dug out, and if I need more space, I'll just go a little bit further right. It's not it's not going to be any different from this design right here, which actually it'd probably be this exact design exactly. So I only need a what is this? I only really need an area of 21 by 17, which I think this probably is around that. 21 by 17, right like there. Or really, I could push it all the way up because it's, yeah. So we have enough space, and I'm just going to basically copy that design almost one for one. Just another hydro setup. Obviously, I need to build back tiles behind everything because it is space, so we don't lose all of our hydrogen and water and all that. But otherwise, it should be pretty good here, and let's get that building. So it looks like the igneous rock magma here can't decide if it wants to freeze or be melted. It obviously wasn't enough mass right there to turn into a full tile. So we need to get down here. We need to build another. Do I have any more iridium? A shame. I'll just use diamond window tile then. And we need to expand back down here. You can see the temperature has been dropping clearly since we don't have enough thermal transfer. We only have one side that's transferring up, so we definitely need this. Is this even openable? Nope. Watch. They're going to come down here, and they're going to immediately jump in the magma to try to build this. I know my dupes. I know what they're about to do. But yeah, so it's definitely gotten quite a bit cooler. You can see the igneous rock. We drained the heat out of it so much faster than the magma. So it's really important we have the connection to the magma here. All right. Nice. They didn't jump into the lava. That's wonderful. Hopefully that should bring up the temperature. I might have to dig out these igneous rock pieces and, yeah, we'll see. Really, I wish I had some more iridium, but, let's see. Has this restocked at all? 5%. It's at 19.3 tons. Could maybe go back there. Get a little bit more. Anyways, up in space, the new oxygen Production is coming along slowly but surely. We're getting there. And yeah. All right. So we have the full buildings and everything built. I haven't set the Atmos sensor like um proper like numbers yet, but that'll come very soon. What I need to do first is I need to prep all of this. So we need to have a little bit of gas pressure in both rooms of the proper gas. So we need to have hydrogen in this room and oxygen in this room. So, and it only needs to be like a few grams. But that means we're gonna have to run. Both of these are still hooked up, so we're gonna run this oxygen pipe. Thankfully, is already pretty much all the way up here. We're just gonna run that into here, and then this hydrogen pipe right here, we're gonna divert up as well, and we're going to prep both of our rooms, and we should be pretty much ready to turn this thing on. So here we go. Oxygen is in and has filled up this room nicely. Way more oxygen in here than I needed. And hydrogen, the pipe is just about to get finished. Let's hope. Don't stand there too long. There is a slight problem with the rad bolts. They, since this is full, they overflow and they shoot across here and they shoot whoever's standing right here. Unintentional design and definitely not what I intended to do when I made this little shit setup, but you know, that's what happens. Hydrogen is just about to be finished, and once we get just a little bit in here, enough for each of these tiles essentially to be hydrogen, then we can switch this whole thing on. And we're going to just run it off of this power cable right here. We're just going to hook it on right here for a little bit until we get enough hydrogen that it can self-run. Because this is a self-powered system, as you can see here, this looks like it's plugged in. It's not. It's its own separate power grid here. Runs completely on its own. You can see that drains and then it produces plenty of hydrogen. So yeah, over here we're just gonna wait for that last little bit here. Oh, yeah. Sorry, you got hit with a rad bolt. It's not great. I do need to maybe switch that up. Oh, and Travolta gets shot too, but really, they're never up here for very long that becomes a problem. So whatever. Honestly, whatever. And yeah. And then for water, obviously, we're just going to use these. And I have a little bit of a backup buffer tank here, which, I should probably put, like... Oh, wait. I should probably put a little bit of plumbing in now so I can just turn it on. We're just going to remove this liquid vent, and we'll put the liquids right in. So, really close. They just need to build 4 more pipes. All right, here comes a little bit of hydrogen. I have no idea what temperature or anything. It's just coming from down here. Our other, yeah, which does flow into our other place priority, which is good. All right. Now, let's see. That's probably plenty. I'll cut it off now. Somewhere around there. And yeah, looks like we've got hydrogen gas everywhere. Let me check my materials overlay. Perfect. Okay, so first things first, we're going to very temporarily just plug it in. And these should not be on. Oh, actually, the oxygen pressure is high enough in there. Whatever. So here we're just going to do this, and we're going to remove that vent. And realistically, I do want to use both input streams, so I think if one is off, I'm just going to have like a little backup system here, so it'll be like, it'll flow in like that. Is that gonna fall? That is regolith. That's igneous rock, good. We're just gonna have a little backup system here. See it, they're not always even, because when the thing switches, it does different things, so might as well take advantage of both input streams when they're not both full. So, yep. But you can see these are now turning on slowly but surely. Obviously we need more water. Here we go. There we are. And that turns everything on, and here we go. So this should be producing hydrogen gas. Yes, it is. Okay, great. And once it gets over, I think 500 grams, yeah, then I turn on this gas pump, which that'll allow for self-power. Good. I'm amazed we're able to run all of this off of this one insulated conductive wire. um, yeah, I'm going to just basically let this run and get rid of water. Um, I honestly, like, I usually have this, both of them turn off if it gets below a certain amount. Since this is going to be for hydrolox. I don't know if I ever said that. This is for hydrogen rockets. So the next stage is to take all this hydrogen and oxygen out of here and cool it down. We're going to be producing way more hydrogen and oxygen than what we'll ever need, probably. So that's always good. And yeah, we're just going to let it run. We're going to let it stockpile a ton of hydrogen and oxygen in this room. And like I said, I might turn off these since I have them as like fill the room only if it's below X amount of pressure. I think I'll just 20,000. If it's below 20,000 grams of either of them, turn it on. That's at least how much I would want pressure wise in these rooms. So yeah, we have an oxygen production in space. We're making use of some more of our wastewater. And that's always good. That's what we want. So, yeah. I think this is where I'm going to leave this short episode for today. And thanks everybody for watching. Next episode, we will try to do some hydrogen rockets. At least, we'll try to make liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. But this is the first step. So, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.